Hey guys, it's Dallas Keithley again, and back to tell you a little bit about final expense. Cut my teeth in the business on final expense and have made a lot of money doing it. It is a great tool to have in your bag, and so just wanted to share with you how we go about quoting final expense. I'm going to show you some of the carriers that I use and give you some tips and tricks to knowing which carriers to quote. Also want to show you guys how to quote level and guaranteed issues so that you'll know what to do when you're out there if you have somebody that has some health conditions. So before I start though, let me tell you the best way to do this, and I believe this with all my heart, is to get out there and get uncomfortable. Get out there and start seeing people. You're going to make some mistakes. You're going to mess up and you're going to make yourself look like a fool every once in a while, but that's okay because that is a great lesson for you, very valuable. And so if you will, just get out there, call us at any time if you need help, and we will be happy to help you. But don't be that guy that's got to have 72 carriers in his bag and has to know everything about every carrier, because you'll be the smartest broke person anyone's ever met, okay? So get out there, get to knocking doors, get to buying leads, however you want to get in front of people, but get in front of people and start asking them questions about their final expense, how they're going to take care of their family when it comes their time to pay for a funeral, burial, all that kind of stuff. So we go here to quote final expense. We go to secureig.com, click on quote engine here, and that will take us over to the page that allows us to pick which product we want to quote. I'm going to go, of course, with final expense live here. Now, zip codes, I'm going to put in our great city of Springfield here, 65804, and we'll start with a 65-year-old there, female, non-tobacco, and I'm going to go with a $10,000 policy, and I'm going to do level benefit. Now, this says full underwriting, but you'll see here the only two types that you can choose from are full or guaranteed, and we want to go with full here. Even though it says full, it is going to be simplified issue. Everything that I show you is going to be an instant decision. So it's really nice for you and the client. And like I said, a great way to make some quick money. And then I'm going to sort them by price. Now, if I get in here, I click get quote, and it's going to come up with most likely peaking at the top and then go down for a couple. But like I said, guys, pick out ones that you like. Oh, Christian Fidelity is number one there. But before you go out, play with this a little bit. Play with this quote and learn it, know how to navigate it. And then you can go out and start making money selling final expense because you're going to know which ones to quote. Now, I always have this facing me. I am not putting this in front of the client so that they can see, because if I open this in front of a 65-year-old female that is non-tobacco, wants $10,000, what's she going to say she wants? She wants the Christian Fidelity at $3,570, and why wouldn't she? She wants the least expensive plan. Now, I don't ride a lot of Christian Fidelity. I don't know anything about Christian Fidelity, just being upfront and honest. I have about 4 to 5 carriers that I use, and I like those. Let me encourage you, don't go based on price, because price is one thing, value is another. The reason I write the companies that I write are because I'm familiar with them, because I know their underwriting procedures. I know what they will take. I know what they won't take. I know, because I've had death claims, that they pay out their death claims very quickly. Not to say that any of the companies that I don't quote are bad. Not to say that any of the companies I don't quote are bad companies or that they don't pay out quickly. But I just tell the client, from my experience, these are the companies that I write. Now, if it's a big price difference, I might write a Pekin occasionally, or a Christian Fidelity. I've written 1 or 2 Pekins, but for the most part, I stick with what I know. For me, I start with Foresters. Foresters there is $41 a month, and Foresters is very good about taking people that are on insulin, as long as there are no complications of diabetes. When I have these products, I have the actual applications in my bag. And if it looks like, for example, in this instance, Foresters is a great fit for her, before I even show her a quote, I'm going to get the application out, and I'm going to go through the health questions line by line so that I can make sure that she knows exactly what the health questions are going to be. Also, Foresters has a preferred and a standard rating. With preferred and standard, of course, there's two prices, and you need to go to the Foresters website in order to quote a standard price. But they have a standard rating that will allow someone, for example, with COPD to get day one coverage. That's pretty rare in our industry. And so now they still have to be relatively healthy, but Foresters has preferred, standard, and modified. I never write the modified. I write the preferred or the standard. The second one we'll see here is the Greek Catholic Union. Now, Greek Catholic Union this is a new product. Greek Catholic Union has been around over 100 years, but this product is brand new, and it is an amazing product. Start taking a look at Greek Catholic Union. One thing that they have, again, they're about the same underwriting, maybe even a little more lenient than Foresters, but one thing they have that other companies don't have is an irrevocable trust. You say, well, why does that matter to me, Dallas? Well, a lot of times, if you get in the final expense market, you're going to run into people that are low income and on Medicaid. If they are on Medicaid and they purchase a final expense plan, if it builds cash value, every year they have to claim that cash value as their income. And let me tell you, if you have somebody that gets kicked off of their Medicaid because their cash value raised their income and now they make too much money to be on Medicaid, they are going to call you, and it's not going to be a nice phone call. Greek Catholic Union has an irrevocable trust that you can write them a life insurance policy. The trust actually owns the policy and is the beneficiary of the policy. Therefore, when Medicaid sends them out a statement saying, hey, what is your cash value, or do you own any life insurance, they can honestly answer no, because the trust owns the life insurance. And so Greek Catholic Union is a great company that we look at a lot. Again, pretty lenient underwriting. And but again, grab a Greek Catholic Union application, get contracted with them, and then go look at the application and see if it's a good fit for your client. They also have a preferred and a standard rating, and you'll see here that the standard rating is actually on our quote engine as well. If we scroll down here, it's usually towards the bottom because it's going to be a little bit higher. However, it's going to be very, very lenient underwriting. And so if you've got somebody that you can't get approved with anybody else, there it is, 6182. If you've got anybody that can't get approved with anybody else, go to Greek Catholic Union. See if you can get them standard, because they want day one coverage. If you can ever get anybody day one coverage, man, by all means, you're going to be their hero. And so if you go out there and you run across somebody that has a 2-year waiting period or a 3-year waiting period, run them through Greek Catholic Union, run them through Foresters, and see if they can get that standard rating. The next one that I use is, let me see if it's on here, right there, Liberty Bankers. Liberty Bankers Life Insurance Company has a great product that, again, is even more lenient than Greek Catholic Union's preferred and Foresters preferred. They also have an amazing e-app and a telephone app. And so I use them a lot when I want to do an app over the phone. I will use Liberty Bankers because I love their telephone process. They also have an AD&D rider that's usually a couple bucks more a month. It usually runs, it's a percentage, so it's going to run $4 or $5 more a month. And what happens is if they pass away due to an accident, if they have a $10,000 policy, it's going to double up to a $20,000 policy. So you can really increase the death benefit for just a few bucks more. Now, I have heard other people say, well, all policies have a double indemnity. That is not necessarily true. Be sure and study your double indemnity. Don't lie to your client. For example, the one we mentioned earlier, Foresters. Foresters does have a clause in it that if a person passes away in an accident while on a common carrier, meaning they purchased a ticket to be on a train, plane, or automobile, then they will double it. But it is not. I've heard several agents tell their clients, yeah, this one doubles in the event of death. It does not unless they pass away due to something that happens on a train, plane, or automobile that they purchased a ticket for. So be sure to know that. Now, most of these products, I was going to tell you, start about age 50, and depending on the product, go to age 80 or 85. But if you ever need to write somebody that is under 50 or over 80, give us a call and we'll find the company that goes best for you. I'm not going to go through every company and tell you the writing age for every one, but most companies start at 50 and go to age 80 or 85. Excuse me. Now, I want to show you one more company, and that's Royal Neighbors down here. Royal Neighbors, in my opinion, is the most lenient company there is out there for day one coverage. They are very competitive. They're a great company, great customer service. And again, they have a phone app that you can do, just simply a three-way phone. They have an e-app that you can do as well, and it makes it very convenient. Now, some things that I use whenever I'm selling final expense, I like to tell the client, hey, I've got 5 things that most of my clients like about a final expense policy. There's 5 things that they really like about it. And I'll tell them, I'm going to write them down here, and I get out a yellow pad, and I'll write down, okay, number 1 is these policies, we're looking for a policy that pays day one. Day one coverage, meaning that if you take this out on April 1st and you pass away on April 2nd, your family, your beneficiary is going to get the full amount. Number 2, it has a price lock, meaning, or a premium lock, meaning that the premium that I quote you today is going to be the premium it's going to be for the rest of your life. I don't care if you lived in 99 and 365 days, that premium will still remain the same. I don't care if you're diagnosed with every disease ever known to man, that premium cannot go up. The third thing is a benefit lock. I don't care if, again, what happens, no matter what happens, that benefit they can't come and say, well, you've had cancer now, so we're going to lower the benefit. And then the fourth thing is it builds cash value. And I will explain, cash value is what it takes once the company deducts what they need in order to pay the cost of insurance on you. It goes into a cash savings account, and then that money is yours that you can borrow from. It's yours that if you ever surrender the policy, a portion of it will come back to you. And then the fifth thing is you get me. And I sound like I'm bragging, but I'm not. I always tell the clients there's a lot of things that I'm not very good at, but I am good at making sure my clients are taken care of. And that means if you ever change your address, if you ever change your phone number, if you ever need to change your beneficiary, you call me. Then, of course, when the time comes that you pass away, tell your family, call me. I will get the process underway. I know how to do this. I've done it several times, unfortunately, but I can help your family. Make sure that during that time they're concentrating on remembering mom and not just worrying about how they're going to pay for the funeral. So that's really the presentation I make. And then I will give them 3 quotes, and I'll write them down, and I'll say, now listen, here's 10,000, 15,000, and 20,000. Which one of these could you comfortably afford, and which one of these will take care of your family if anything were to happen to you? And then I use Brian Tracy's "the first one to talk loses clothes." I'll put that in front and say, now which one of these would you like to put in place today? And just sit there. And if they talk, they lose, and normally they'll sit there and say, that's a bad way to put it. They don't lose, they win because they're protecting their family. But they'll usually pick the one in the middle for some reason, and they'll circle it and say, I want that one, and then I start with the application. So just a little insight as to how we do a application, how we get to the application process. Now, if you want to, like I said, take some time, go up here and play around with, okay, if they want 15,000, we simply change the face value over here to 15,000 and click get quote. Very simple, very easy to understand. Now, if you have someone that you went through some health questions, even Royal Neighbors, Greek Catholic Union, they don't qualify for the standard quote, or I'm sorry, either the preferred or the standard, and you need to run them a guaranteed issue product. That's when we go up here, you go from full underwriting to guaranteed, and then you have to change this level benefit to a modified return of premium. Think of it this way, if anything happens to them in the first 2 years, their family gets a return of premium. So it's a modified return of premium with a guaranteed benefit. Now, I click get quote over there, and that's going to take me, it's probably going to bring up Sons of Norway, Sons of Norway, and then Gerber, AIG. I write AIG. It's nothing against any of the others. I'm comfortable with it. And I always explain it to them this way, sir, this plan is not the Cadillac plan. However, it is a plan. It is a vehicle that will get your family taken care of if anything happens to you. I want you to understand, though, if anything happens in the first 2 years, your family is going to receive all the money you put into it, plus 10% back. Okay, and I usually do some math. If you have a $100 policy and you pay on it 6 months, your family is going to receive $660 back. Now, like I said, it's not the Cadillac plan. However, where else are you going to go right now and get a 10% return on your money? And then after 2 years, so if you purchase this on April 1st of 2020, on April 1st of 2022, you are going to have a whole life policy that has all the other 5 benefits that we spoke about. And so I'll be honest, I don't sell a lot of guaranteed issue. Guaranteed issue, for some reason, is a great way to get a large chargeback. And so I will only sell guaranteed issue if I'm unable to place something. And the person is a person I can really see that they want it. I believe that they're going to be able to carry it on for at least 2 years. And so then I'll sell it to them, because, like I said, for some reason, guaranteed issue just is a great way to get a bunch of chargebacks very quickly. So, but that's how you run a guaranteed issue product. Now, a couple things, like I said, just to reiterate, get about 4 or 5. Like I said, we've got 40, 50 products there that we could show people. People don't care about, they care that it's a good company, but to be honest with you, I've never had anybody say, well, in life insurance, I want this company or this company or this company. They want the best product for the best price that are going to take care of them. I tell people all the time, if they do see my quote screen, I've had them say, well, why don't I do Sons of Norway? And I'll tell them, quite honestly, ma'am, I've never dealt with Sons of Norway. I don't know anything about Sons of Norway. It's, again, nothing bad about them. I've never used them. These are the companies that I'm comfortable with. And as your expert, I would recommend that we go with this plan right here. So don't go out there and just start peddling the least expensive companies. Get you some companies, know what they stand for, and know the extra benefits. Foresters has some great benefits. They're a fraternity. They have some great benefits when it comes to being a member of their company. There's scholarship offers. There's all kinds of stuff. Greek Catholic Union does the same thing. They have great policies that can be written on grandchildren, whole life policies. So get to know 4 or 5 companies really, really well, and go out there and tell people all the good things that they do. So again, if I can ever do anything for you, my email is dallas.keithley@secureig.com, dallas.keithley@secureig.com. Our phone number is 417-883-9300, 417-883-9300. If you have any questions, please give me a call. If you're anywhere around Springfield and you want me to run some final expense plans with you, appointments with you, come on in. We'll do it. If you want to come to Springfield, I'll set some appointments and we can go run some. We'll go door knock. The best way to learn is to get uncomfortable. So come see me and let's get you selling some final expense. If you're not contracted yet, Liberty Bakers is one that about the only one anymore that is a just-in-time contract, so you can start selling them very quickly. But the others, get with Avela, and she would be happy to get you contracted, and we will get you going. So again, if I can do anything, please don't ever hesitate to ask. And I appreciate you listening to this. I appreciate you guys being the best part of Secure Insurance Group, and that is our agents.